Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pearls of Wisdom. This live training is for you if you are a woman, a femme, a non-binary person, and you are feeling disconnected to your body, you're feeling disconnected from your sensuality, and you have decided that right now is the time for you to call your power back, okay? If this is the season where you are going to call your power back, put the word power in the chat for your girl. Now, let's talk about some of the things that keep you disconnected, right? So if you are like me, a woman over 40, okay, team 46, where you at in the building? It might be perimenopause. It might be menopause. You may find that your body doesn't move the way it used to, and you are sitting here thinking, oh, I've lost my power. I've lost my edge. I've lost my confidence because my body doesn't do what it used to do anymore. Okay, honey, let's go. We're going to get our power back today, though. All right, I'm going to give y'all some tools, right? Or you may be a person who just experienced a breakup, right? Any kind of breakup, a friendship breakup, a spiritual breakup, okay? A breakup with your culture, a breakup with your family. I have done them all, right? And that can make you feel disconnected from your body, right? Or maybe you are just in a new season, right? There's a new version of you that is being birthed and being activated. And now you have to know, or you have to learn how to walk in with this skin, okay? And so again, we think about menopause. We think about getting older. We think about life is lifing, as the kids say, okay, as the children say. Or maybe you've seen things on the news that have you disconnected, right? But here's my take on it, right? I think that a lot of people, yes, your kids, yes, your obligations, lack of resources, lack of inspiration, right? These things play a major role on you feeling disconnected. But here's something that's going to save somebody today. A lot of you are truly disconnected from your body and your sensuality because you are giving away your power online without realizing it. You're giving away your power every time you sit in front of a screen for hours at a time and trauma bond with strangers. How do we trauma bond with strangers? First of all, so many powerful women are giving away their power to men that they do not know on these interwebs. Okay, when you are having an argument with a stranger, baby, they are feeding off of you. Some of them say things to trigger you. I was watching a documentary of this man who, that's what he does. He has several different devices up, like several of them, about 20 laptops, iPads, and phones, right? And what he does is he says negative comments to women so he can siphon their energy. This is a real thing, right? If you find yourself what they call doom scrolling, right? You're just mindlessly scrolling, but at the same time saying to yourself, I feel disconnected from my body and my power and my sensuality because I do not have time because of work. And those things do play a factor, but for someone today, I need you to know part of it is how you are engaging online. You're also engaging and letting people siphon your power through looking only at news that harms you, doing things like looking at files that you should not look at. And I say this as a survivor. So if you want to kind of bring your power back, you have to be a little more intentional. All right. So here are some things that we want to stop doing, right? These are free things that we can do to siphon, to stop people from siphoning our power, right? To block the energetic vampires. One, we can stop engaging when something triggers us online. Instead of saying, oh, I'm going to tell this stranger how I feel, pause. Close the laptop, turn your phone off, and start dancing again. Literally say to yourself, I call my power back. You have to actually physically say, I call my power back. You have to honor that it is your responsibility to feel empowered. All right. I saw someone put power in the chat earlier. Put power in the chat now. If you are going to start calling your power back, you can even write, I call my power back. right? And to amp it up, even really putting your hand near your heart, your hand near that third eye, actually physically touch your body so your body gets that hit. We want to stop arguing with strangers, okay? Especially if you're a woman and it's a man. They are doing this intentionally because we feed the world literally. And if you are a Black woman, indigenous, you really need to protect your power, okay? Yes, 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 yes. I see the powers coming through. So right now, let's do a sensual scan to call our power back, okay? I call my power back. Yes, Miss Harlem, what's going down, honey? So those of you who can, now I don't know why I have to say this, but you kind of have to say it. Now, if you're driving, okay, don't close your eyes now, shorty, okay? But if you can stand up, if you can close your eyes, do it. Or even if you can say this in your mind, we are going to call our power back together, all right? We are not going to let our age define us, because plot twist, the reason why we are taught that things go downhill after 40 is manipulation. They know good and damn well that that's actually when your powers are activated. Look at anyone that you truly admire. Look at their 20-year-old version self versus the 40-plus-year-old. They're more powerful, right? This is when we are actually activated, and we are going to activate ourselves out loud right now together, okay? If you can, standing up, or again, just do this in your mind. Placing your hand wherever your body is calling. If you want to tap back into your body, you're tired. Come on, Tina Turner, she's a prime example, okay? If you want to bring that power back, you have to allow yourself to feel intimate with your body above the waist. You have to be willing to have a sensual connection with self above the waist on a consistent basis. So we're going to do it together. Placing your hands wherever your body is calling. If you can, close your eyes, picture yourself, with a nice blindfold, or a satin glove or something soft on your eyes. And I'm encouraging you to close your eyes because I want you to feel uninhibited with yourself. And I want you to put yourself in a position to where you have complete control and trust within yourself. You are not doubting anything that can happen right now. You know that you are safe with you. You know you don't have to be afraid. And right now you are going to call your power back. Yes? Hands. Let's go ahead and breathe in together. And let out a soft, gentle moan. Just so your body knows, oh, okay, there's some moaning happening. I know usually when there's moaning happening, there's some sort of intimacy happening. So your body can be prepared. Yes? Breathing in again. And chant in your mind, I call my power back. I belong to me. My body belongs to me. I am birthing myself. I call my power back. Yes? If it feels good to you, go ahead and start swaying your hips, moving them in a circle. We want to get to a point to where we honor the power of our hips for ourselves, not to birth a child, not to bring pleasure to someone else. But we are going to call our power back in our hips, the very thing they taught us to be ashamed of unless it was for them. Breathing in here. Ask your body, what do I need right now? How can I honor you in this moment? And maybe it's just being still, or maybe it's going in your mind, I call my power back. I call my power back. Yes, let's breathe in here. A gentle moan out to release. Those of you who have been here the entire time and you called your power back, tell me in the chat how you are feeling. When it comes to trusting your body, reconnecting to your body, I want you to understand that, yes, life happens. Yes, your body has changed because you gave birth. Yes, your body changed because of menopause. Yes, your body changed because you gained weight that you can't get rid of. Yes, you don't trust your body or sensuality anymore because you found yourself in a relationship that did not serve you. Okay, Kat, thank you for sharing that you feel emotional. Now, what I hope you understand in this moment is that that emotion is a form of you calling your power back. You are allowing yourself to feel intentionally, right? In this moment, we are healing and tapping into our sensuality without harming ourselves, right? We're having an orgasmic experience as a collective together without trauma bonding, right? We live in an era where rage bait is the way people market now and get attention. Back in my day, it used to be sensuality, and we're going to bring that back. So those of you feeling emotional, you're feeling lighter, you're feeling focused, thank you. Call your power back, okay? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. And forgive me, I don't know your names. I'm just kind of reading a portion of your names from the chat here. So if you have any questions, feel free to use there's a little question bubble that you can use to ask questions here. Now, some of you are requesting to go live with me. Don't do that. That's not what we're doing here. I'm not going to accept. Okay, blocked. All right, energetically. Calling my power back. Now, those of you who want some help, type your question in the chat or use that question. So here is your assignment. Here's your Healing Through Seduction assignment. I want you to call your power back. You notice how I just called my power back even right now in front of you, right? So when you see a distraction, your body will tell you, should I engage or should I block? You got to get to the point to where you block and go. We are on these devices. We do not have to be triggered. We do not have to invite unknown energy in. You can block it. You can tap into your femininity that way. Yeah? Let me know in the chat if this is resonating. You can just put 555 in the chat if this is resonating for you. So here's your Healing Through Seduction assignment. This is how you're going to take your power back. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you're going to start your day by saying, I am so grateful, and personalize it. For me, I say things like, I am so grateful as a dark-skinned Black woman. I didn't have to have children. I am so grateful as a dark-skinned Black woman. I didn't have to get married. I am so grateful as a dark-skinned Black woman. I have control over my time as a woman. This is a time in our lives, y'all, where we can control our time. We can control what happens to our body. We can take back our power and our autonomy. Now, do things happen to me that are beyond my control? Yes, I'm only part goddess, okay? I still have to live in this human form, but I allow myself to call my power back, okay? So when I wake up in the morning, I offer the gratitude of, oh my God, today I can get on Instagram and I can honor my ancestral assignment for free. I can touch whoever I am meant to. I can encourage people to put 555 in the chat because they're telling me that this is exactly what I was supposed to do today. What are you supposed to do today? How will you call your power back? That is how you're going to start feeling sensual. That's how you're going to start feeling confident, starting your day with gratitude. And then I dedicate time for me. So again, I have the luxury that I was able to live my life the way I wanted to. I wanted to talk to other people's children. I wanted to see other people's kids when I wanted to see them. I didn't want to have my own children. I adopted grown children, and I knew that was my that was my way of mothering and passing down generational wealth, right? I knew I wanted to work for myself. So those of you who are lucky to be in charge of your day, even if it's for 5 minutes, can you get up 5 minutes earlier than you normally do? And in that 5 minutes, you just give yourself consent. So before I got on here with y'all, the reason why you can see me being empowered here is because I asked my body for consent. So you just ask your body, do I have your consent to trust my dreams today? Do I have your consent to trust my power today? Do I have your consent to touch you today intentionally? Do I have your consent? Fill in whatever works for you. And then I want you to have dedicated time to being on social media. I want to encourage you to take your power back by redefining intimacy, because whether or not you realize it, if social media gets so much of your time and you're just doom scrolling. Now for me, when I'm scrolling, all I'm seeing is the good news channel. I've curated my feed, right? I'm only following people who inspire me to live out loud. So when I scroll, the algorithm knows not to show me anything that's going to trigger me. And if something does fall into the cracks, I immediately hit hide. I do not engage because I am calling my power back to me. Yeah. So pick what time of day are you going to allow yourself to scroll, right? And allow yourself not to engage with anyone rage baiting you, because as soon as you comment because someone has triggered you because they have a different opinion, they have triggered you because they said something negative and nasty on your page, you give them power, and what they are literally doing is feeding off of you. And I mean that. And I mean that in a literal sense. So many women say they are not going to work with me, right? I have my Healing Through Seduction online workshops, right? And they're like, I want to do this, but Pearl, I don't have the time. And I ask them, well, how much time do you spend on social media? Because the average person, y'all, spends 4 to 8 hours just mindlessly scrolling. So it's not the time. It's and then it's like, oh, well, I can't invest in myself because I need to invest for my family and my community. Right. And one way we can invest in our communities and our family is showing them that we prioritize ourselves, especially if you have little ones watching you. They need to see early what it looks like to honor yourself and to call your power back. Okay. Miss Amy says, okay, that's what I need to give myself a set time for social. Yes. Give yourself a set time. Actually, I set my timer. I'm like, okay, this is my time of day to scroll, right? And again, if it's something like this, like you all joined me, but am I triggering you? Am I rage baiting you? And I want you to respond to me in the chat. How do you feel? You all said you felt more grounded. You feel emotional. You feel good. You feel focused. This is the type of engagement that you want to do. Someone like me who's not just telling you to call your power back, but also offering you some powerful energy. Okay, so that's your homework today. Okay, let me know if y'all have any questions in the chat. So again, we're going to start the day by honoring gratitude. We are going to physically say, I'm calling my power back, and we're going to ask our body for consent. And I want you also, I want you to think about remembering that although life is happening, things are happening beyond your control. But remind yourself you're not a victim, right? Remind yourself that you have autonomy. Again, it may not be with everything, but how can you say every single day, I have autonomy. I choose to call my power back in this moment. I want to tell you all something and why I'm so passionate about this. Okay. Let me look at y'all's messages. Hold on. I'm so glad this is what you needed today. And again, y'all forgive me if I'm saying any names wrong. Okay, I don't have on my glasses. Now, I am a little vain in that way where I'm not going to wear my glasses. But I can see some of your names, okay? Yes. Okay, Miss Harlem says, okay, Miss Goddess. She says, listen, facts. I called myself matching some energy, ended up draining my energy. LOL. Exactly. So it's one way we can protect ourselves is not by necessarily matching the energy. And baby, trust me, listen to me. I get it. It's like, oh, you want to play? What did Little Kim say? You want to rumble with the bee, huh? Listen, Linda. I know exactly what it feels like to say, baby, I'm going to match your energy. But again, when you are the actual goddess, you don't match energy. When you are empowered, you don't match energy. When you're confident, you do not match energy, right? Because matching energy automatically pulls you out of your power and has you dishonoring your boundaries. Now, what you want to do is say, oh, I don't like how this person is feeling. I don't like how this energy is feeling. Let me protect my power. Let me honor my boundaries. And let me honor this, y'all. Honoring your boundaries. You know I say this all the time. Honoring your boundaries has nothing to do with matching energy or changing the way they're behaving. It's you. You got to put the mirror up to your own face, honey. Okay? What are you doing? That's what you have to do. All right? And I want to tell you, like, this means so much to me because of how I grew up. And I grew up with crackheads, right? I was raised by crackheads, and even them, but hey, even the crackheads that raised me, baby, they put on their red lipstick. Okay, they got dressed. They were some glamorous crackheads, all right? And they taught me, like, growing up with crackheads, growing up with alcoholics, like, I saw what it looks like when you give over your power. I saw what it looks like when you're not ready to face yourself. I saw what it looks like when you're constantly numbing yourself, right? And so you might not be an alcoholic or a crackhead, but if you are doom scrolling, if you haven't curated this space called social media in a way to where it just empowers you, then you are numbing yourself. And that might be why you're disconnected from your body more than the menopause, more than gaining weight, more than lifing, right? It might be the reason you don't feel sensual, because how can you feel sensual when you don't trust yourself? And sensuality is not about manipulation. It's not about harming yourself. It's not about tricking somebody. Manipulation, when you're thinking about self-seduction, it's about trust. How can you trust yourself today? Okay. So I see some of y'all put the, Amy, thank you for putting that in the chat for everybody. So again, your assignment, your Healing Through Seduction assignment for at least one day. I would love for y'all to do it for the day. And then I'm going to share this replay. Come back and tell me how it went. You're going to start your day with gratitude. You're going to physically say, I call my power back. And then you're going to ask your body for consent. When you ask your body for consent, you will feel it. Give yourself a moment of autonomy, and this is how you start your seduction. Let me know if this is helpful, y'all. Okay? And then I want you to think about asking yourself these real questions, like, when did I stop feeling safe in my body? What changed my relationship to feeling like I was a temple? And go back. For me, I know for a fact I was the little girl moving and grooving and putting my hands on my hips and had someone tell me stop being a fast tail girl because of how the grown men were looking at me, instead of telling the grown men stop looking at this little 5-year-old and get out of here. I even had, I'm so empowered and so into my power that it still makes my aunts feel weirded out when I'm around, right? The last time I went home, I was doing the electric slide, and I'm telling you, and you listen, y'all, I was just doing a casual electric slide. I didn't put any stank on it, okay? And my aunt, because there were men around, I'm 46. I need you to understand that. She says, stop all of that dancing. They got men around here and old people. I said, but why just me? Everyone is doing the electric slide. What is it about me? I said, no. And because I put that boundary up, she immediately apologized. But it's like, I had to call my power back and say, I had to protect the little girl who felt ashamed of something that she shouldn't have. So I bring it up to say there's probably something that happened when you were younger, or even last week, where you were feeling empowered and someone around you didn't know how to handle it. And now you're feeling disconnected from your body, and you think it's menopause. You think it's a bad breakup. You think it's work. You think it's all these other things, but it's you haven't called your power back, and you are allowing your energy to be siphoned in a negative way. What's up, Molly? Molly says that part, okay? We need to assign accountability where it belongs. Not just the accountability, but also the grace, right? And the nurturing of self and putting yourself in a position to trust yourself again. All right. I want to talk to you too about a client of mine. Bad motherfucker. Okay. Built like a brick house. Bad bitches only. Okay. Powerful goddess. And she had this same issue to where she was like, I'm disconnected. She teaches people sensuality for a living. She goes out here and does the thing. And she came to me and she was like, Pearl, I'm so disconnected. I don't know what it is. And I said, okay, before we have our session, I'm going to shadow you. Tell me what you do on your day. I'm going to look at your Instagram. Why I see this gal having arguments with strange men every day. Well, that's not how it goes. Like everyone gets in such an uproar if they're on social media and a stranger has a different opinion. Y'all, if it's not making you disconnected and you feel empowered by it, by all means. But the people attracted to me, I just want you to think about that being part of why you're disconnected. Once I sent her screenshots of how many times she was arguing with strange men, I said, that's why you're disconnected, baby. It's not work. It's not your children. It's you. It be 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 you. Hello. Okay. Listen, if you are ready to admit you're the problem, put in the chat, it's me. Just raise your little virtual hand. It's me. I'm the problem. And because we cannot heal what we don't acknowledge. And so, again, those of you who are just listening, the homework assignment is to wake up every single day and offer yourself gratitude, right? Again, like real gratitude. I am so happy I can do what I want to do today. There's a part of your life that you have full autonomy that you're not acknowledging, right? And then we want to ask our body for consent. Do I have your consent to trust my dreams? Do I have your consent to do X, Y, and Z? All right. Now, let me just see here. Now, I know a lot of you will say, I just don't have the time, but you do. And so if you truly feel like you don't have the time, then start asking for consent when you're brushing your teeth. Start talking about gratitude in your mind when you're washing your face, right? When you are eating or drinking, this is the number one way to start feeling more tapped in, feeling more powerful, feeling more sensual, is whenever you're eating and drinking. Just allow that to be the time that you offer your body gratitude. This is how I learned how to love my skin. For a lot of people, body positivity starts with their curves. For me, I had to learn how to love being a dark-skinned black woman. I love being black, but I hated being a dark-skinned black woman because of the conditioning from growing up in the South, right? So what I would do is every time I took a sip of water or like some champagne, every time I had a taco or some caviar, I would say, I love my beautiful brown skin. And I just allowed myself to be more intimate with me. Was this helpful, y'all? Let me know. Let me see if we have any questions. Okay, I don't see any questions. All right, so hopefully this was helpful, y'all. And those of you who are looking for a guide, please go to my bio. You'll see a link that says consultation and book a call with me. Let's see if I'm the right guide for you. If you're feeling too shy to get on a call with me, you can also take my quiz. This is the Sensual Self-Care Quiz, right? It's like 5 questions. And based on your answers, I'm going to let you know what your daily practice should be. Should you start speaking to trees? Should you focus on honoring your boundaries more? Should you slow down when you put lotion on? And these are all going to be very practical practices that are not going to disrupt your day. All right, so head to my bio and either book a consultation with me. Let's see how Healing Through Seduction can benefit you. All right, and of course, y'all, I have an event coming up called the Tease. The Tease is where you're going to get a tease of what happens in my longer programs. And that's happening on March 15th at 1 p.m. This is about getting the instant results instead of waiting a month, a year to be in a program. And again, this is not a dance class. This is not an invitation to trauma bond. This is an invitation to be in your body. This is an invitation to feel sensual, what I like to call above the waist. This is an invitation to have support, be in community, and to have accountability. This is an invitation to be embodied, to truly feel empowered. All right. So feel free to DM me if y'all have any questions. Thank you so much. I'm going to upload this replay. If it was helpful, please share it. And I'll see y'all the next time I get back on this bad boy. All right. Call your power back. All right, y'all. Until next time.